I'd come down and take a peek at this thing. Dang. It is big. It's probably 30 inches at least at the trunk, maybe bigger. Yeah, these other two are not going to be in very good shape without this third one. Wow. Crazy. Oh well, back to work. It was a long night for an old man. A lot of work. It's trenching and getting all the lines in the ground like that. So this morning, I already flushed the lines, but I'll do a quick video on what I did here. Turned my main water source on here at the double check valve, which put water into all 4 valves. And this new one here it's got a little manual knob. You can turn it a quarter turn, and it opens up the valve. And then the water starts flushing. So you want to get all the dirt, little pebbles, and shavings from cutting the pipe, so all the heads will flush themselves, and it gets you ready to put all the heads on, which is what I'm setting up to do right now. So now comes the fun part. Get to put all the nozzles on all the bodies. And I'm using, I think I mentioned this earlier, it's a Rainbird 1800. This is an 1804. The 4 means it's got a 4-inch pop-up on it. So you buy the body separate, and then you buy whatever nozzle you need for the pattern that you need to cover. So most of mine are 12 foot, almost all of them. I think I have 5 that are not. And that's what I'm using, HE Van 12. They're a variable arc, meaning they adjust from, I think, 0 up to 360. And then of course you can adjust how far they throw by that center screw. But they're a pretty good head. I've used them before. So I got 38 of these, and it's rather mundane, but they come with these little orange temporary caps. You pull them off. This little plier is pretty handy. It's from Rainbird. Holds the stem up so you don't have to fight it. And take the orange cap off, put a filter on. Don't forget the filter. Screw the nozzle on. And repeat. And as far as adjusting these nozzles, these are an HE Van. This one happens to be a 12, and they color code them. 12s are brown, 8-footers are green, 10-footers are blue, and 15-footers, I don't remember what color those are, but I don't have any of those. And on the nozzle itself, it's got a little notch, and that's your left edge of your spray. So you can adjust where that left is. You pull the nozzle up, or you turn the sprinklers on, and you can grab the stem and rotate it and click it to whatever you want your left edge to be. Well, it's the end of day 3. Got pretty much everything done. All the pipes laid, all the sprinkler heads are set, all the nozzles are installed, The trenches have all been backfilled and compressed. I used my garden tractor and just drove over them. And went down to the feed store and bought some shade seed, because the backyard doesn't really get a whole lot of sun. Sprinkled that on all the trenches and sort of overseeded some of the areas of the lawn. And now the only thing left to do is to get wet, turn the system on, and adjust the nozzles for the patterns we want. These nozzles are, like I said, they're variable. You can adjust them to just about any angle that you need, which is a nice feature on them. So let's get wet. Got one head that's not working. I'm not sure if it's the screws shut down to where it's off, but I'll have to play with that one. I actually get to use my little Rainbird tool. See how it works. I have to wash this thing out. So it's got that little straight slot screwdriver, or straight slot screw. You tighten it and it shuts it off, and you loosen it and the spray can get bigger. You can take these down to a lower radius if you want. I just put a real small straight slot on my magnetic. Doesn't seem to be closed. The adjustment ring on this thing is right here. You can adjust it from, like I said, 0 to 360, and it might have been adjusted all the way. This black ring is what spins. Or so they say it does. I'm gonna go get a different head. I have spare ones. like a little wrench. See what happens. Don't forget to take the camera with me. Try it again. Yeah, I like these heads. They're really adjustable. You can dial them right into whatever angle you need. I like them. That's enough for tonight. Do a little update. Show you how the grass is growing and how the lines are doing. It's the 1st of May, so I planted like heck the middle of April. It was a little early for doing any kind of planting of seed. Ground was just too cold, weather was too cold, so it's going to take some time to get going, but overall I think it looks pretty good. Or it looks better than the day I trenched it all. And I've been able to mow it twice, once with the rider and once with the push mower. But I've got one head, this guy right here, that has decided to, if I can find it, this guy right here, it's tilted over in the trench, so when it pops up it's not very plumb at all. It sort of shoots a weird spray. So I'm actually gonna dig it up, try to plumb it up a little bit, and show you how I do that. So we don't need a whole lot to do this little project, just maybe a couple different shovels, a little trench shovel or just a spade shovel. I like my knee pad, keep my prayer bones from getting all bruised up. A little extra dirt and some grass seed. So what we got under the ground here is that head right there, if you can barely see it. When it pops up, it's all out of plumb. It's not straight up and down, so the spray pattern is really weird. And under the ground here, I just made up a sample. Here's one of our typical heads, Rainbird head. It's got a threaded barbed elbow on one end. It's got the funny pipe to another barbed elbow, and it goes into a threaded T, which is cut into the PVC pipe that supplies the water from the valves. So this is just sort of a little mock-up, and this is almost identical to what is in the ground for that head. So let's start digging it up and just plumb it up. Probably start with the spade shovel. So there's another line that tees off. The water line goes down this trench here, and then it tees off here. And as I remember, the T is on the main, and then I got funny pipe that goes alongside. But there is another T that goes through this trench to another head that way. So I got to be careful of that when I'm digging it. So there's the 1-inch PVC that's going that direction for the other head, coming from the main there. And this head here has the funny pipe going along pretty much just like this, connecting to this T right here. So what's happened, it just sort of collapsed that way. So when the head was popping up, it was spraying at an angle like that. So I'm just gonna straighten it up or plumb it up. Throw a little seat on it. Rub it in. Maybe add a little bit more. Just sort of plant the seed a little. Add a little more dirt. I'm just sort of patting the dirt onto the seed to sort of help plant it, give it a little bit of cover so it'll germinate a little better, I think. That's about it. So let's go ahead and turn that one station on and see how that head worked. This is my controller. It's just a cheapy Orbit 4 station. Very simple, which is what I like. Manual operation. You kick it on, hit manual, cycle through the different stations. That's station 1, that's station 2. Station 3 is what I want. I want it for a minute, and we'll see what it does. That looks a lot better. Yeah, it was tilted pretty bad before. One minute, turns itself off. And just turn the other station on just because I like looking at the sprinklers run. Looks good. Thanks for hanging out. I think that's gonna finish this little project up. Look for the next one.